Hello, Commander. This is Admiral, and welcome to the official Starborne podcast. Today, I'm going to show you some strategies and mechanics, some thought process on how to win in Alpha 9. So let's dive right in. So the map hasn't changed since Alpha 8, but the mechanics to win the game have slightly changed a bit. We no longer get the Navy base, and the Navy base is now a unique outpost, which you'll get around week 6 or 7 of the server. And since the server is now only 8 weeks, the Navy base is basically going to be used to attack faraway enemies and for big targets like enemy Dyson Spheres and Alliance stations. So think about how you're going to use that time wisely. But let's backtrack a little bit here and talk about what you as a player will want to do. Starting off, you're going to want to join the strongest or create an alliance in your sector. Okay, joining the strongest alliance in the sector will be the best way to secure a win for yourself, or at least the first step of it. If you're not in it, try to talk with alliance leaders or start your own alliance if there's no dominant alliance in the sector. And do your best to coordinate and communicate with those players in the alliance to expand and build more stations all around the sector. Because of the changes in Alpha 9, you can expect that almost every hex in your entire sector is going to be covered and claimed. That's what you're going to need to do as an alliance. You're going to need to really expand, build out more stations, capture these grand terrestrials, which are these little icons right here. Capture them, capture the NPC stations or destroy them and build a new station. And once you've captured, I believe, 6 or 7 of the GTs in your sector, you will gain control of the Dyson Sphere. Your alliance station will. Okay, I should say your alliance will gain control of the Dyson Sphere. In order to build that up, it's going to take a lot of resources, so you're going to want to upgrade for freighters. At some point, we don't know quite the mechanics yet, but players will be able to, an alliance will be able to build an alliance station anywhere they want in their sector. Probably want to put that in the heart of your alliance players' stations, maybe their capitals, whatnot, somewhere defensible. So yeah, focus on capturing the GTs in your sector. That means any other alliance in your sector is going to be an enemy inherently, because only one alliance can capture and own a Dyson Sphere in their sector. However, let's say my alliance does really well and we capture our sector early, we can turn around and capture the next sector's Dyson Sphere as well if we control a majority of their GTs. So as a player, that might be a good political move for you. To be of value to any alliance, you're going to want to own and hold at least 2 GTs. And if you find that your alliance is basically disappearing off the map, not doing well, you may reach out to a neighboring sector, and that has a strong alliance, and say, hey, I see you have an open slot. Let me join you guys. I've got a few GTs here, and I'll help you secure the rest. Defend the area, and let's say they agree, they bring you in, and now you could potentially, as an alliance, own 2 sectors or more. There's an interesting mechanic. You're going to start off the game, building up your empire, building up the alliance station, which is going to give you some really nice bonuses, as well as letting you construct a forward operating base. The forward operating base is going to be really important for you and your alliance to fill up with fleets. A forward operating base, let's say it has 40 operating slots. Well, that's like what, 2 fleets per player, and with the right carding, you can really card those fleets to be very effective. I'd say at least epic carding, hopefully. But with each player contributing 2 fleets, you now have a 40 fleet armada ready to wipe out NPCs, other enemy players. And the mechanics for the forward operating base is going to be local to start, and then you'll be able to really push into the fringe of outer sectors, surrounding sectors, and take the fight to other enemy alliances. But in either case, building that forward operating base is going to be really key as early as you can as an alliance. And capturing those getting that Dyson Sphere. Once you do capture it, note that for every Dyson Sphere you own, you can actually invite one more alliance into a coalition. And coalitions are no longer tied to owning Dyson Spheres, so you can create a coalition at any point, maximum of 2. But know that once you capture your Dyson Sphere, you can add another alliance into the coalition. So let's say, through political means, you invite Draco Sector Alliance, who owns their Dyson Sphere, into your coalition. They own it, so that adds one more alliance slot to your coalition. Then you go to Ares. You do the same thing. They own their Dyson Sphere. Great. Now you get one more slot. Now you can go to Eculus and add another alliance into your coalition, and so on and so forth. You could theoretically have the entire server in one coalition and everyone sharing the win. I don't think that'll happen as much. I think most likely what's going to happen is we're going to see 2, maybe 3 dominant coalitions in a server, all banding together and turning into a huge slugfest. Note that for we don't know the mechanics for the Dyson Sphere yet, but I would say that if it's like Alpha 8, the Dyson Sphere has like a victory point multiplier that gives you more victory points based on the amount of grand terrestrials you own in the sector. So if you own, let's say, 10 Dyson Spheres in your coalition, you're going to want to level all of them up and increase your point multiplier, your victory points for your coalition, and that's going to be the deciding factor to win the game. If you're in an alliance and it just seems like a dead sector, do what you can to join an active alliance. If you find that there's just no alliance, step up, be a leader, and bring people together. That's what I've done. That's how I started the game, and it really worked out for me. If you have any other questions about how to win the game, one other tip. Go to the Politics tab for Alliance Leaders. Once you have several members in your alliance, every day look through their last online. If you see that they haven't been online in 3 or 4 days, just call them. Send them a private and polite message saying, hey, doesn't look like you're playing anymore. Reach out to me if you want to jump back in, but for now we need to give this lot to somebody else. Most likely they did quit the game, so try to keep your 20 members cap or your alliance as full as possible with as many active players as possible. That's really going to help the alliance continue to feel alive and really encourage communication and coordination. An alliance will fail so quickly if their leader is not communicating and coordinating on a daily basis. So think about what you can do to help your alliance leader to ease some of the burden off of him. If you have any other questions, you can reach out on Discord. There's plenty of players there, great leaders. You can reach out to me. Otherwise, I will see you in space.